Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Oh Shit, I'm 40. This is your boy, Gene Lott, and we are back again with another episode. Woo! Hope everybody's doing well. I know I am. And guess what, y'all? I'm feeling pretty good tonight because today is a special day. All right, it is a very special day, and let me cue this up. We are in the middle of season 2. All right. Season 2 is actually almost over with. And it's been an amazing season so far. So definitely just want to give a shout out to everybody that has downloaded, shared us, followed us on IG. Just want to give you guys a round of applause, because without you guys, none of this is possible. Okay. Definitely, want to give a shout out to the wives who supported all of us during this endeavor and just letting your husbands out the house and letting us record and everything. We definitely want to shout you guys out, man. And again, give us a follow on Instagram. All right. Oh shit, I'm 40. Look us up. Shoot us a DM. Shoot us some show topics. Shoot us some stuff that you want us to talk about. Okay. Because we got topics, but we also want to hear from you guys. Okay. So, again, we just want to say thank you, all right? So, for today, we are going back in the archives, all right? We are pulling a recording that I did back in September of last year, all right? And the topic is single and 40 in the DMV, all right? So, I'm going to give y'all a little bit of backstory. We were over a friend of ours' house, and it was a friend of hers that we adopted as a friend, me and my wife, and it was his birthday. We were celebrating his birthday. So I was like, you know what? Both of these young people are in their 40s and they're single in the DMV. So let's get their perspective. All right. So today the show is for you single people. All right. And we definitely want to hear back from you guys. All right. So definitely share this episode. Listen to it. Hope you get something out of it. Hope it's relatable, because I can't relate to any of this anymore. All right. So definitely check out the show. All right. We got single and 40 in the DMV on All Shit, I'm 40. Peace. Oh, welcome to another episode of All Shit, I'm 40. This is your man, Gene Lott, and we are back with another episode. We got a special episode today because we are actually at, all right, can I use real names? Like, hold on, like, what are we doing?
Go ahead.
I can use real names?
Let's do it.
All right, well, let's do it. All right. So, they over here arguing about chargers and shit. And we live. Right?
A charger.
So we at our homegirl, our sister, our sister and everything. She helps out the family. All right. At Auntie Tanika's house, celebrating our man, our guy, the one and only, my man Charles, celebrating his birthday today. All right, how you doing, man? Everybody say what's up. What's going on, Charles?
Everything is love, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
For today, it's a special show because I got the co-owner, the executive director, haven't given her a real title yet, of DSR Productions, Miss Valerie Lott. How you doing, baby?
Good evening.
Hi.
So she's gonna be our co-host today, and we got over here, again, like we said, we got Tanika, aka Keisha. All right. So we got, like I said, we got a real special show. We got a topic that's gonna be near and dear to a lot of people's hearts. But like we do on All Shit, I'm 40. The tradition, we're gonna go around the table and see what everybody drinking. So, matter of fact, I'm gonna start with the fellas. What we drinking on? What you got, birthday boy?
Man, a little bit of tequila, splash of tonic, chasing it with this White Claw.
There you go. All right. And I'm taking it back to Puerto Rico. Man, shout out to my co-host, my man Tease, who was out there celebrating. And I got the Terramana, the Rocks tequila.
Yes, sir.
and some with a splash. Well, not a splash. Some grapefruit juice and some tonic water. You know, just to give me a little psst right there on the jaw. Now to the ladies, y'all got some kind of different cocktail y'all got off of what?
A TikTok cocktail.
Pinterest.
You got it off of Sheen. You got a Sheen cocktail.
We are drinking strawberry lemonade margaritas.
Strawberry, and I mean, it's like it looked like she was mixing fresh strawberries and lemonade and all that.
Definitely some fresh fruit over there.
Yeah, it was. It was. They ain't offered none of it to us. We ain't dropped none of that in there.
We probably will want it. So
Yeah.
probably too sweet.
Definitely. Val, you want what? You want number what?
I think this is number 2.
Number
I
2.
poured you another one. That's 3.
She said,
That's 3. Damn.
I think
Man.
it might be number 2.
It might be number 2. Man. Val got the black hat on looking like she part of Total. And they in the Bad Boy Studios. Oh, man. We're going to have a fun night, man. We're going to have a fun conversation tonight because we all grown and sexy. We all adults, and we about to get into, this is the topic, dating at 40 and up, the single life.
We know nothing about.
And we know nothing about it. Damn. So,
Oh, y'all forgot.
well, we was 20.
Exactly. Y'all forgot.
Dating at 20 was different. That's a whole other story.
Right.
Right.
True. You don't know
Because
about
Val thought I was just a jump off. I was a bridge over her troubled waters.
Facts. No, I shouldn't have said y'all forgot. Y'all did it, but you just didn't do it at 40 because you're married at 40. So you're right.
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 That's another topic.
Absolutely.
Charles said he gonna host that topic.
Shit.
All right, so we're gonna start this up because we had technical difficulties because we actually recorded the first 10 minutes of this show already, but we had a power outage, so now we got to go in reverse. And since the person I wanted to start with just got up, we're gonna start.
Hold it.
Yep.
One in
Myself
every
another
group.
drink.
Now he got to pour himself another drink. So Tanika,
Yes.
well, Val, you want to take this? Go ahead. Ask her the question.
So yes, I'm gonna turn it over to my girl, my lady. When we talk about dating at 40, what does that look like now? This
Dating is different. Well, for me personally, it's different.
Oh, we got all the
than-
background noise. This nigga is in ice.
It's not what it used to be in his 20s. But I don't know if it's I have changed or if the dating has changed. So I'm more settled in my career, my lifestyle. And this one is settled in the refrigerator. What are you doing?
Sorry for all the background noise, y'all. The birthday boy is doing a reload, which he should have did before the show.
Apologize. Sorry.
So dating is different.
because we look at the 20s.
Sorry, y'all.
I know a little bit about dating at 20s, but would you say what's the difference between the 20s, the 30s, and the 40s?
For me, I'm settled. So I was more willing to give and bend in my 20s than I would do now.
Got you.
So give and bend, like, so when you say that, you're a little more flexible now.
No.
I'm less flexible.
Oh, you're less
So I was
flexible.
more flexible in my 20s, like, oh, we can meet in the middle on some things, but now I'm a little more settled in my ways.
So is that because you know what you want now?
I know more about me than I probably did back then, but at the same time now, I'm more settled into myself. So at 20-something, we needed to grow together. We could establish ourselves in careers.
Right.
I'm 40, I'm established. So the difference of us coming together at this point is it looks different than what it did 20 years ago.
So dating in the DMV, from what we hear and what we see and what we observe, naturally there's more of a ratio of women to men. All right? Huh? Oh, I stole your shit.
Yeah.
I stole your shit.
That's the question I'm asking.
But you're going to see how I'm going to flow into it. The ratio of men to women is high. And we all saw that in college anyway, you know. So, Charles, I'm going to ask you, because of that, dating at your age in the DMV, how does that play a part, you know? And you can speak in general terms, you know, how does that play a part with the males? Because now we got almost like the pick of the litter, you know what I'm saying?
What you see now is you see what I think is you see a lot of the communication is not there. Meaning a lot of women like to text.
Right.
They don't want to have conversations. They don't want to have like real live conversations, whether it be over dinner, whether it be over drinks. They would rather like communicate over text message or social media.
So is that a millennial thing?
I think so.
Because
I think so.
All of us at this table see, what people don't understand is there are two types of millennials. Older millennials, younger millennials.
Correct.
And then you got your Gen X's and stuff.
Yes.
You know,
Correct.
we were part of that older millennial where we had a blend of the Gen X's. We didn't have all the technology. You know, we was there when Facebook started and all like that. We still know how to approach a female.
Correct.
Exactly. You know, we had to play that courting game.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So do you find that, do you still see that now?
Oh, you definitely still see that now. Like you now, they may give you a phone number and they'll say, hey, you can text me later as opposed to you can call me later. And automatically for me, if I'm looking to get to know you and
Right.
you tell me you can text me, I'm already turned off.
Because what's more effective?
Well, obviously, I think conversation is more effective because
Right.
that's how you get to know someone. Like in our days, well, the older millennials, as you put it, we get to know each other, and
Exactly.
we get to know each other by having a conversation. So, you know, even on a whim, where you might meet someone, whether it's by accident or by on purpose,
Right.
and they say, oh, okay, here's my number, you can text me later. That's already like I don't want to talk to you at all.
Right, because I feel like, you know, somebody tell me to text for you. I'm just another name on the roster.
Exactly.
What you think about that? Let's go back to the female perspective.
No, I'm definitely a social person, so I definitely believe in conversation. I want to, because with texting, you can receive things differently. You
Right.
might not mean that. So I definitely think having a conversation, you can hear someone's tone, their voice,
Right.
even talking face to face to them, seeing their nonverbal communications.
That's why I took you on that long walk on our first date.
Yo, this nigga had me like 10 blocks, and I was trying to be cute, had heels on. Nigga.
That's a
He
whole other
almost didn't
story.
get it.
But I had to talk to her because we
You had-
didn't have cell phone. Because texting back then cost money.
Yeah, it did.
You know what I'm saying?
50 cent a
Right.
line or
Oh,
something.
we definitely weren't
Right, and I had that Verizon with the green background,
Absolutely.
black numbers, and
Absolutely.
texting calls number. That was,
Absolutely.
what, free after 9? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, wait till after 9.
Exactly. So,
I definitely think, I mean, it's just a generation. Even us being older millennials, like, we know we will shoot a text, but when it comes to courting and dating, I mean, yeah, definitely, I think I would need still a conversation. I need to hear your tone.
absolutely.
I need to see your facial expressions, all of that.
because the message gets lost in text.
The
Absolutely.
message is always misconstrued. A lot of times misconstrued.
Right.
And especially, it's something different like if you already know someone.
Yeah.
And, you know, texting has its place. You know, you text, maybe I'm at work, you're at work.
Val, what's for dinner?
Exactly.
What we doing? Oh, hold on. What we doing for dinner?
Exactly.
Right.
But not to get to know someone
Right.
by a text. That's
You dropping the ball. So, Tanika, what you think about texting?
It's convenient. So I'm on the edge. I'm not opposed to it. I understand why people do it, but at the same time, I do agree with certain things being a conversation.
Right.
But I do text a lot. But you could text 5 different people. You can't talk to 5 different people at one time. So
cannot.
it's a little bit more personal, conversation wise.
Okay. So I'm gonna get into some more nitty gritty on dating in the DMV. So, do you think because of the ratio of men to women in our area, a lot of times and Tanika mentioned it on our first show that got messed up by technical difficulties.
Keisha mentioned.
Oh, yeah, Keisha mentioned it. I'm sorry. They got messed up by technical difficulties that at this age right now, you got men and women that are coming into relationships with children that just came out of marriages and stuff. So do you think because of the big disparity in ratio that a lot of men are just coming in for cheeks?
What do you think, Tanika? Keisha, sorry.
I do think that. So
Women too?
yeah, to be totally honest, yes, because
Not getting a man's cheeks. I don't know what y'all call it.
I mean, but,
they call it
so
cheeks. Pause. What do y'all call it? Because men call it, I'm trying to get them cheeks. Yeah. What do y'all just say? I'm trying to get the dick.
Sweatpants.
I think a lot of it is sexually driven. So even if
on a
you
woman's part or a male's part,
on both sides, like at 40 years old. So typically, when you're dating in your 20s, you're dating because you want to build a family and things like that. When you come into a dating scene at 40, you probably already have all of those things,
probably
and they've already gone to the wayside, and now you're trying to recreate a second round of whatever you already had, a second marriage, a second relationship, a second baby mother, anything. So it looks a little different than it did 20 years ago.
Right. So that caused you to move differently?
You definitely move
and that's a
differently.
question for both of y'all. Does that cause you to move
because you already know the dynamics that you didn't already know before.
So do you know if in the first, and I'm sure you can easily answer this question within the first 5 to 10 minutes, is this all about cheeks or the gray sweatpants, or is this all about, man, I really dig this jump?
In the first 5-10 minutes?
Yeah. Well, how long do you think it takes?
For me, I think for men it's a little bit differently. Like, you can look and you can be attracted to what you see,
right?
But I can't categorize in the first 5 to 10 minutes. There was always the saying, and we have women on the podcast, they can definitely correct me if I'm wrong, but they say a woman can look at somebody in the first 5 to 10 minutes and tell if they want to be with them or not. As a man, I can't do that. I can look at somebody and say, oh, that looks nice, or she looks nice.
Right.
But that doesn't necessarily dictate if I want to be with her or not.
So is that 20-year-old Charles talking, or is that older Charles
that's
talking?
That's today Charles talking.
So what was 20-year-old Charles?
20-year-old Charles was like, what do you want to do?
What's up?
How you want to do it?
Right.
So
that's the difference.
That's the difference.
Right.
Because at 20 years ago, you're trying to fulfill a need.
Right.
Fulfill a want, rather. Not even a need. Right. At 40 years old, you're thinking, what's best for me? What works best for me? Moving forward and into my future. So that's the difference.
Okay, Tanika. Oh, go ahead, Val.
So now 40-something-year-old Charles, what do you find is best for you now to move into your future as you still are dating right now? Would you desire to be more committed?
So I would love to be in a situation where I feel secure, where I feel like somebody can just appreciate me for who I am and what I'm doing. But if I'm being honest, I feel like personally, if I'm not in a position to bring somebody my best, I'm gonna be a recluse. I'm gonna fall back because I know that there are things about me that I need to make sure are 100 grand before I bring it to somebody else like I would want them to do. And I'm talking about personal things, like just ingrained things where as though I don't want to just walk to the table. Like everybody talks about coming to the table. What are you bringing to the table?
I hate hearing that.
Yeah. guess what? It ain't even about what you're bringing to the table. Hey, who are you? And if I know off the break that there's some things that I need to work on, then I'm gonna respect that as such, and take care of those things before I come to the table and bring those things to somebody else's life, and I know they're not right.
Damn. Look, Val got her wheels spinning. Shit. Val, I wish I could talk as eloquently as Charles, Mr. Ghostface Killer. I gotta break the monotony. Let's go. The Wallaby suit. So, Tanika, we got a rebuttal?
I don't. I think that's fair. Like, in your 40s, everybody's looking for somebody to add to them. At this point, you should already have established yourself.
Right.
So you're 20-year-old dating, you're trying to build together. At 40s, you need to come to the table with something, and we continue to elevate. So I agree with everything he said.
So, how does the Gray Foxes get into this conversation? Because I seen on Channel 5, they actually had the Gray Fox dudes. The dudes with the gray beards. Silver Fox, there.
Oh, okay.
I'm about to say, what is a grape?
Yeah, this tequila, this Tamano, this Asalada.
I say, what are you talking about?
How the Silver Foxes come to this
What are you
conversation?
talking about?
Because
Are they all single?
see, I didn't get to watch it. I just saw it on Instagram. Your girl on Channel 5, Chocolate Shorty, the one that you, she brought all the Silver Foxes in. Now, I guess they models or whatever like that. But in the DMV, we got a lot of old heads that's out here trying to pull them. Yeah.
Okay.
So, how does that complicate things when you really got, people who are really looking for genuine relationships, but then you got old Silver Fox trying to wiggle his way on their head?
Well, for me, I'll say this. I can't speak for anybody else, but, for a person, you can see their if they're disingenuous or not, right?
SAT word today.
If you're over 40, you can definitely see, right? And it's really no asking. It's really no, like you like to describe it, the silver fox,
right?
If that's the euphemism, cool, no problem. But at the end of the day, you know who's for you and who's not, right? And you know who is shooting you the bullshit. I'm sorry, I shouldn't curse on him.
No, we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
this is edited.
It's called all shit on 40. You know
right.
You're right.
Drop an F-bomb. It feels good.
Fuck that shit. But you have enough wherewithal to understand who's on your team or not. So at the end of the day, there's no manual that's written that tells you how to do it.
Right.
But your inner core tells you what is what. That's for men, that's for women. And that's why when you asked the question earlier, hey, if I know it's some things about me that I need to be on point with before I feel like I could be with somebody like that, you either respect that or you don't. But at least you know.
So I feel like, and this is observing, when you're dating in your 40s and you're dating in our area, when you date, it's like when you're in your 20s and 30s. Basically, when you're coming in your 40s, you already know, hey, if you're really serious about it, this is me. I'm coming with this. Whether or not you're going to take it or what. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So do you feel like most guys, most women are more upfront in dating in their 40s? Like, this is all of me, or are they still putting on that facade like in the 20s and the 30s?
I mean, some of them are still a facade. Because I guess some men are still trying to impress. And
at 40 and above.
At 40 and above. And I feel like me, I've been there and I've done that. So me personally, I'm not dating because I need you to financially support me. Because I've established my lifestyle.
You see that a lot in this area? Like,
I do.
Like dudes, like, I can take care of
like so, but only for that short moment because you can't sustain that
Right.
for a long time. Yeah, you could take care of me for 5-6 months. You could take me out to eat and all of that,
Right.
but your money's going to run dry because you really can't live up to what you're trying to portray.
I was broke, baby, when I met you. I was a broke college student.
But they'll sell you that dream, like are we gonna do this? No, you can't. Like so, the school I can take care of myself. So I'm not dating you at this point at 40 because I need your money.
So perfect thing, Charles. Dating at 40, how do you deal with the women or the woman that says that to you? I don't need you.
Who's already established.
Yeah.
Hey, that's fine.
How do you do that? Like, how do you approach a woman? Like, how would you do that?
So,
like, she don't need you.
It's not even about the financial basis, right? I wasn't speaking on a financial basis. I'm speaking on a holistic basis.
Okay.
I'm speaking on a holistic person basis. Like, financial is a microcosm of who you are. There are several segments to a person. So if you know that there is a piece or there are pieces of you, meaning personally, that may not be the best for everybody else,
Right.
then you recognize that. And I think being 40 and plus, you understand that. And you know, like, hey, it's my job, it's my duty to put this out there to say, listen, I'm still working on this. I'm still trying to get this right. Now, granted, at 20, we have a great example of you, Gene, and your wife, who met in your 20s. You were able to grow in your 20s and 30s, and now you're in your 40s and you're good.
I owe it all to her, to be honest. Because she took me from wearing basketball jerseys to button-ups. What Jay-Z say?
Jay-Z. But again, like, it's not about the progression, it's about the pieces. Like, if people, you understand each other and you know where each other are. So, you know, if that's on the table and I say, hey, I got 90% together, but there's this 10% that I feel like I don't feel as good. In your 40s, you can say that. It's not about money. Money is so the bottom of the totem pole.
Go ahead, Val.
So what I'm hearing from you, I heard you say that and because I feel like we all evolve, we all, you know, I'm not who I was in my 20s, 30s, that I am in my 40s. And there's still some things that I feel like I need to work on. But what I heard you say is that, and correct me if I'm wrong, do you feel like you don't want to have fully commit yourself to someone until you get that 10% right?
What you heard me say is, I want to give the best of me to whomever. And whatever that looks like for me, if I don't feel like I'm there, then I'm going to say that. Whatever it may be. Whatever the percentage is not part of the conversation. It's, hey, or, hey, here's who I am. Can you accept me?
Right. Okay.
Where I'm at.
So do you keep them in your orbit?
And this is where I am. This is what I'm working towards. This is what I'm trying to be. Where are you? Because your psyche or your personality may not fit where I'm at. And that's fine. That's cool. That's so cool. But I'm super honest. I'm super honest with myself. Number one, first and foremost. And then secondary, I'm super honest with whomever is on the receiving end. And I just say, hey, these are my faults. These are my shortcomings. These are my come ups. I have a lot of good things I'm good at.
Right.
But it's some shit I'm still fucking up at.
Right.
And it's some shit I'm still trying to get right. It doesn't matter if I'm mid-40s, close to 50, doesn't matter. I'm just being honest. Like, saying it what it is.
So let's hear from Keisha. 'Cause I feel
Keisha.
yeah. Like, how do you receive that from a person that's telling you all that?
No, I get that. I feel like when you're dating in your 40s, everybody, like even if you get the person who's never been married versus the person who's been married once or maybe even twice, you still have somebody that's working on themselves. So regardless of where you are in your life, you're always better together, hopefully. So ideally, that's a good thing that you know your flaws and that you're working on them.
Right.
So it's a little bit different. The work looks different at 40 than it did at 20. So hopefully people are evolving and being better people.
I think what you two are saying though is very prominent because I think about in your 20s, like all of us, like, you know, you're babies. You really have not really experienced things, and y'all feel like your prefrontal cortex have not even developed.
Here she go. That social work.
Fucking.
Because she didn't use that prefrontal cortex on my ass a couple times.
Your shit's still in development.
Right, because she be like, I don't think your frontal cortex is developed.
What the fuck?
Because your decision making sometimes.
Right.
Be having it. God damn, did he fall?
He didn't sound like he did.
Nobody fell.
It's his birthday. It's his birthday.
He's right.
Too much drinking.
But
Shut up.
what was I saying? But no, I'm just saying that. So like in your 20s, you know, the games and you know, you don't know who you are, but you think you know who you are. And you're not being upfront with people, and you're trying to, like I always say, like the mask. You're always trying to see what the person like. And I never forget when I started dating, and you know, guys who used to say, hey, you know, what do you like in someone? And I was like, I want them to be themselves, because I feel like sometimes, like you said, the impression and trying to impress me, they don't know what I like. They don't know who I like or what I like. So I want you to be yourself. And so when you're coming into your 40s, like Charles said, I would appreciate you telling me, hey, this is my shit that I got going on. But I feel like in your 20s, your 30s, even your 30s, you don't want people to see your shit. Like you think about, like I look at the analogy of, you know, when you are having someone over your house. So you definitely want to clean the mid area where people are going to be. But then upstairs, shit look crazy. Downstairs, shit look crazy. You got stuff hiding in closets. That's how I feel like people operate often when they meet someone, especially in their 20s, that I don't want you to see my stuff. But in your 40s, I would imagine you being more upfront, and that will help evolve the relationship when, and acceptance, I think, is key. So, but what issue we have in relationships is that you say you don't have this stuff going on, but it shows in your actions. It shows in how you move, and that causes conflict, and that causes relationships not to last because you're not upfront. Like communication is key. I think that's how, you know, we talking about dating, yes, but to sustain relationships and being in a marriage is that you definitely have to have communication, and it starts with you dating. It starts with you dating, because I feel like as much as possible, like people can say what they want or who they are, but your actions will tell people who you are, I feel. And so that's when you're dating in your 40s. I feel like, yeah, definitely being upfront. Now,
He got the
This one coming here running the water.
Listen,
y'all. We live. Like we catch
Charles
all
with the sound effects.
Charles about to get a piece.
First it was
of
the
rib.
ice, now it's the water. It's like, no, it's cool. So I would say I appreciate that. You just like being upfront with the person, saying, hey, I got this going on. It's not perfect. I'm not where I want to be.
And in your 20s, nobody's doing that.
Nobody's doing that.
Even in
you
your
told
30s.
me your ass could cook, and you couldn't cook nothing.
All right.
Can I-
You told me cook
let's-
lasagna.
Hold on.
You could not cook lasagna.
Hold on. Let's go back. I was 20 years old.
Lionel Richie.
So you gotta understand. You gotta understand.
Trying to impress me.
No, yes, I was. Because in college, I viewed you at first, especially everybody in your little group. Well, not little group, because those are my sisters.
Right. Get it right.
I viewed all of y'all as unattainable.
Unattainable.
You know,
That's a group to be in.
That's a great
yeah.
no, honestly, I viewed you as unattainable. So
Shout
when
out to my 410 honeys,
Shout out to
girls.
410 honeys.
Hey, Be More crew.
So when I finally got older in my college years and built up the courage to go at you, because again, I've told this story numerous of times where, you know, they were on the scene a lot, but you was going to class. They went to class too, but you was just different. You set yourself apart. And that was what attracted me to you, you know. But I viewed you as unattainable. So it was like at 20 years old, I could be like, well, man, I got to do things to impress her. You know? That's why I was holding the elevator door while you was 30, 40 feet away. Making everybody pissed off because they couldn't go to their dorm room. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was saying hi to you every morning when we lived in the same dorm. You know what I mean?
Did what you had to do.
Exactly, because you was viewed as unattainable. You know? And still to this day. I look at you right now, and I'm just still get the buzz and the butterflies.
What made her unattainable?
The group she was with, the way she carried herself, the way she looked, she was different than anybody I've ever dated before, or anybody I've ever wanted before. You know?
So
Just
what
the
made you
looks?
attempt to obtain her?
Val,
What?
I said the looks and everything else. You ain't hear everything else I,
I
said
need
before the
details.
looks.
Like, I don't need
Oh my gosh. But with men, you know, we're visual before anything else. That's just the way God built us. 'Cause we're hunters.
Absolutely.
But the way I moved, I definitely.
And I said that. You ain't hear me say that? Mm-hmm. I said the way you move was attractive.
Okay.
You know? And then I remember when I went over your mama's house and I see that picture of you when you was doing your model and stuff. You look like me alone. That was the icing on the cake.
Ooh,
Yeah.
me alone. That's chills. That's
I saw
chills.
I was like, chills. But,
That's
you know,
chills.
um,
That's chills.
we grew up together. We're still growing together.
That's
You know?
chills. That's chills.
I'm still growing in this relationship. We about to come on 15 years, and I'm definitely still growing.
So if you say and I don't want to switch the
No, we
trajectory.
good, because we're talking.
I don't want to switch the trajectory of this, but you know, I think that kind of corroborates or it bases where I was coming from. Whereas though, like, I want to be at a point where I can grow and talk like that at a point. Like, yo, I started here and now I'm here.
It took
And
work.
it's not.
It takes work.
It takes work.
Because it didn't start off.
No,
like
you
that.
never. You didn't hear what I said, right?
Mm-hmm. You want to get to that.
I want to start at a point where I can grow to that point. Like I applaud y'all. Like there's no discord in that, right? But if you know you're not at a point, or you know there's some things about you that might not have you at a point to even start to grow, you have to address that. And you have to be grown to know, hey, this is what I need to do.
So let me ask you a question about that. Being that you're dating at 40, not saying that you have a clock that's ticking, but how long is it going to take for you to address those items before the opposite sex is like, man, you know, fuck, I ain't waiting on this.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
That's a great question. That's a great question.
Because you'll let something slip out your hand.
That's a great question. That's a great question. And, you know, honestly, I have to be the best me. And I can't put a time on it. So, you know.
But could you being with that person, do you feel like that will help you be the best you? What if you're missing what's making you the best you?
Because I feel like I made this nigga better, right?
I will admit that shit.
Listen.
I will admit this.
But I mean, like Beyonce, let me upgrade you. But honestly, I do feel like the power. There was something on.
I'm laughing podcast.
but
That
no.
was funny as shit.
But I'm just saying though. Listen, who said it? Who was Shalimar?
So let me
Shalimar
ask you
said
this. Let me ask you this. What do you think? And this is just really. What do you think that you did for this gentleman here to make him better?
Right. I feel like he always had it in him, but I do feel like if you have a good woman who is going to hold you down and not hold you up, who's going to, because I don't know.
Be honest.
Keisha and I really don't know.
Yeah, Keisha.
Keisha, right? We really don't know what it is to be a black man in society.
You don't.
But we know what it is to be a black woman
y'all
in society.
both catch 35 years to life. We're catch 35 years to life.
Right.
But I do know in terms of it's nothing like having someone to elevate you, to support you, to pray with you. Like we've been praying each other's dorm room. When we were 20, we started praying each other's dorm room.
That's chill.
And we prayed and we pray with our kids now.
That's super chill.
And so when you asked me the question of what I did, and I feel like he definitely made me better as well. But it's nothing like, so you don't, those missing parts that you feel like you're missing, it might need, that other person might have that puzzle piece to match that. Okay. And it's nothing like a great woman who knows herself, who's stable, who is ingrained in spirituality, that will lift and elevate you. Okay. You never know.
Fair.
And to be honest, out of all the women I dated,
you were dating girls then, though.
No, honestly, I said that shit.
I mean,
I was dating. I wouldn't disrespect them like that.
No, listen, no. I'm no disrespect. Listen, no.
Hey, listen to this podcast.
No, listen. Oh my God,
They might this shit.
Shit, ain't anybody gonna step to me at homecoming either. They pull up. No, I'm not saying in terms of no. What I'm saying is you were dating. So listen, even me at 20, Val, I'm definitely different at 40, Val. Yeah, so what I'm saying with you, some of the women I was dating, they were young too. They were immature too.
I would say this: the women I was dating before Val, and early on with Val, because Val was still dating too when we was talking.
Right.
Was not as mature as Val.
Cool.
Or they were mature, but on a whole different level that just didn't like.
They just didn't mesh.
Like I had a person I was dating where she had a child.
Yeah.
And see me back then, and even when it even happened with Val, what attracted me to women back then was women that was different.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And what attracted me was like somebody that wasn't with the norm.
Right.
So Val wasn't with the norm.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the particular woman I dated before her and stuff, she was different. You know what I mean? Right. And she had a daughter and all like that, and was still going to college, but she was different. You know what I mean? And those are the things that attracted me to them.
Okay.
But even still, Val, out of all of them, had like a different glow.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And a different maturity to her. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And it made me more curious. Like, man, why she ain't doing this? Why she ain't doing that? Why she do this?
Right.
Why she do that?
Right.
And it made me want to get to know her more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then even like when we were talking and she's like, we ain't doing nothing on homecoming. I was like, oh, this is different. You know?
Yes.
I've never had to wait.
Listen.
Sorry to put us out there like that, but
no,
I never had to wait. That was like, we ain't doing shit.
You said the conversation could go any direction.
And like even that small thing of we ain't doing shit.
Right.
Right. Was like, okay, this is a challenge.
Okay.
Let me see if I can break her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But even small stuff like that, made me realize how different she was. Yeah. And that was the attractive fact. And then, like she said, I'll admit it to this day, I'll admit it to everybody. She changed me. And I wouldn't necessarily say changed. She bought stuff out of me that I never knew I had, or bought stuff out of me that I knew I had, but I didn't want to let out.
Right.
A woman can do that.
A good woman does that.
That's the adjective.
Can do that.
That's
a good
woman can do that for you, Charles.
A good woman can do that.
And I wholeheartedly believe that. Thank you. First of all, thank you both for sharing your experience and your what went down. And I'm not opposed opposed to none of that, right? I think that for me, I'm on some, listen, this is what I saw, meaning in my past, not nobody I dealt with, just this is what I saw an example of a man supposed to be, and this is who I feel I need to be. And, you know, if you met my mother today, my mother will kiss the both of y'all on your cheeks like, oh my God, tell this nigga, help this nigga. Like, oh my God, I love them. My mother is that. But for me as a man, there are certain things that I feel like need to be in place before I do anything for anyone. And, you know, it's not that I'm fucked up out here. It's not that I don't make the money or my credit ain't right or none of that shit. It's just certain things that I feel for me that I'm not going to talk about all this over mic.
You know.
Oh, no.
But, no, I'm not a murderer. I'm not a molester or anything shit like that. Because it's on podcast. I'm not none of that. I work in the school system.
Right.
I wasn't going to say that, but you put it
However,
out there.
Hey, you work with kids. You work with kids
I work
every
with
day.
kids
You straight.
every day. I'm straight. My record's straight. I don't have no criminal record. But
You're just saying in terms of comes to relationship.
when it comes to relationships, man, I think
You take it seriously.
I think when I look at my father, if we're gonna talk real, my father's deceased, rest his soul, man. I want to supersede that. And if I don't feel like I'm in a position, because I know what his relationship was with my mom, and I don't want to repeat that. I will never repeat that. Not to say everything was bad, because I'm here. But it's certain things about that I just know I have to stand strong. As long as I have breath in my body, God bless me. Man, listen. I have to do better. I must.
And it's funny you touched on that because I think everything that drives any relationship, the way we treat women, the way women treat men, just the way we treat people, comes from our parents.
Absolutely.
And the relationships that we see growing up. So I'm actually glad you mentioned that. You know, Tanika, you've been quiet. Sorry,
I'm
Keisha.
drinking.
Keisha.
I'm drinking.
You gotta say
drinking.
Keisha.
You've been quiet.
No,
I
listen.
gotta go refill in a minute. Go ahead.
At the end of the day, man, you know, it's cool. This is great. I like this setup, and it's all good.
We gotta get you back on.
Oh,
You got
listen,
the good
man.
radio voice.
I'll come back on anytime. But, you know, the women, and there's not been several, the women who mean something to me,
Right.
they know it. And I've treated them as such. And I've never been out of pocket. I've never been disrespectful. Have I made mistakes? Sure. I'm not human. I am human.
Talk to 'em.
I
I'm
am
sure they
human.
listening.
I am human.
You're human.
I am human. But I've never been disrespectful. Have I been imperfect? Sure. Sure. But I want to be better. I'm going to be better. And, you know, it's all about how y'all describe from 20 to 40. That's a hell of a fucking
Gap.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a fucking gap. And I'm so happy that you continue to progress. Because you just said it, Gene. You just said, yo, I'm still growing. I'm still evolving.
Listen.
And I know Val, like, when this motherfucker gonna be finished?
I'm evolving. They always gonna act. We'll never be. But at the end of the day, people who have love and people who give love, you know that love is always there, no matter what. And it goes without saying. And I'll tap the mic on that.
Drop the mic. You know, I'm just gonna say, y'all look cute, both of y'all together.
This nigga. This nigga. Let me get on mic and say this nigga. My guy. I got
Val, you got any closing
first.
remarks? I mean,
No,
Keisha, you got anything to say? Keisha, you got anything to say?
Hey, Keisha. What you got to say, Keisha?
Keisha.
I'm done. I'm gonna refill my drink in a minute. I'm logging off. Logging off.
Yeah, see, that's what happens, Gene, because sometimes you tell the truth. And, hey. It is
Straight no
what it
chaser,
is.
right?
Straight no chaser, my nigga.
no chaser.
No juice, no tonic, no nothing.
Well, I would say
What would you say, Val? What's up?
those who are dating in their 40s, if they have a desire to be a committed relationship, I do agree that you do have to work on yourself and that healing. Because if you don't work on yourself and heal, then you'll bleed on someone else.
Absolutely.
So just making sure that you do
And
the
not
work.
on purpose.
Right, not on purpose. Absolutely no intention.
Not on purpose.
And so getting from where, because we're on the other side, you know,
Absolutely.
I pray
Yes,
that
ma'am.
we're in our 60s and our 80s saying
Speaking
that we're
sister.
still together.
Absolutely.
But talking to my peers who were dating at this point and not in a fully committed relationship, I would say that you do have to do the work yourself, but I also understand that you guys, when you find that mate, you also going to have to do the work together. Yeah. And I do believe in teamwork. I do believe that my strength is his challenge,
Right.
and his strength is a challenge. So you definitely have to understand that it's a push and pull.
Correct.
And that's what makes a team.
Correct.
You know? You got to look at that
I
too.
say this all the time. I tell Val this, especially when we get to our issues. I need her.
Wait a minute. You niggas getting in issues?
We always have it. It's a
What?
marriage.
You getting
Yes.
issues?
Marriage?
Yes.
20 years in, you still getting issues?
Yes.
What the fuck are you getting issues with? I'm sorry.
It ain't all. It ain't. No, you good. It ain't all.
We
fuck
want
are
to
you
cut,
getting in
we, all right, we
issues?
want to cut this podcast off.
We're gonna cut one talk, but we get
Son.
it. It's we get
Let's
issues.
cut. We'll end it, but we'll talk more. About
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
After 20 years?
If, listen, if you're not
20
arguing
years
or
and
have
3
issues
children?
with your spouse after 20 years, then something's wrong.
So
So,
what the
'cause
fuck
you
are you
involved.
getting issues
There are
about?
variables. I mean,
Kids have variables,
I mean, kids,
personal stuff. It's you have issues.
issues?
Yes.
yeah. What do you mean?
And
No
marriage
perfect.
is not all. Marriage is 24/7,
You
24
think we
hours work.
skipping down the street holding hands every day?
Can you say
Hell
what?
no.
Charles, it's sometimes at night I need to sleep with one eye open because I don't know if she gonna kill me tonight. I don't know if she gonna put bleach in my CPAP.
What the fuck? Like, really? She said cut.
I don't keep
You know,
my damn business.
I don't know what she gonna do to me. Hey, but listen, y'all. Hey, this has been a fantastic show. All right, we learned a lot. We give a lot. I hope everybody took in everything we talked about. So thank you for tuning in to this special show of All Shit I'm 40. This is Gene Locke. We had Val on. We had the birthday boy Charles. We had Keisha, aka Tanika. We don't know which name is her government. So again, tune in next time. Peace.
Peace.